Hello, this is Soundout here, and welcome back to another Dobutsu Sentai Zyuohger review. Today we'll be taking a look at the deluxe Zyuoh King set, as well as Dobutsu Bosou series Cube Kirin. Now, the Zyuoh King is consistent of cubes 1, 2, and 3, which are only available in this one box set, and Cube Kirin is sold separately or in a special set with the Zyuoh Changer and Zyuoh King. So without further ado, let's start with Cube Eagle. We begin with number 1, Cube Eagle. Now, Cube Eagle, of course, belongs to Zyuoh Eagle, and he is the red leader, so this is the most involved, I guess, of the cubes. It is a nice cube. As you can see, the number 1, in a very blocky style. The one problem with the cube modes for Zyuohger is that you can kind of see where the robot parts are. You can tell this is the chest of Zyuoh King. Other than that, cube is very nicely sized. Very, very cool. The transformations are very simple on these guys. This is the simplest of them all. In fact, all you have to do is lift out the eagle head, and everything else springs into place. And then you just fold out little wings here, and now you have Cube Eagle. It looks pretty neat overall. Other than that, there isn't much else to Cube Eagle. Here is Cube Shark. Now, Cube Shark, number 2, belongs to Zyuoh Shark, and it is very nice blue. Again, you can kind of see where the robot parts are if you flip it around, but hey, it's a clean cube from up here. Transformation-wise, also very basic. You just fold these out. That'll pop out this tail. You pull the tail out, and you have Cube Shark. Now, what's kind of neat is those little yellow bits, which we'll talk about in a minute, do give it stability, so it is a very stable shark. Looks really cool. No articulated jaw or anything. It is constantly an angry, attacking shark. No happy shark here. But there you go, Cube Shark. Number 3, Cube Lion. Really nice cube mode, as you can see on the back. Robot legs, but that's not really too distracting. Transformation is dirt simple, but awesome. I love Cube Lion. He's my favorite of them all. And he looks really cool. I love the cubed lion mane. I thought that was really clever. Plus, he's pretty flat back here, so you could, easily stack stuff. But, there you go. That is Cube Lion. So here we have all of our cube animals. These are the 3. They don't really have many functionalities on their own, but overall I think the cube transformations work quite well. Cube Eagle, I find the little black arms sticking out to be a little distracting overall, and I kind of wish those would click into place somehow. But I really like Cube Lion, and I think Cube Shark turned out really, really nicely. Overall, really neat individual modes. But now it's time to combine it into Zyuoh King. Here we have the Zyuoh King. This is the primary mecha, and there are a lot of complaints people have had with this guy, but I gotta say overall, I really do like him. I love the idea of the sword being part of the Big King sword piece, and I do want to talk about this for a second. This has nowhere to go in the individual cube modes, which kind of bugs me a little bit. I always like it when Sentai Mecha are able to pull off everything being comprised within it, but overall it's not that bad because it is like having a sword on a regular Sentai Mecha, like an old classic one, say like Gingayo, where its sword was a separate piece. But I do like how it all is nice and complete, and the little King sword is easily stored away or held by Zyuoh King. Overall, the cube design has gone in full swing here. As you can see up top, the head is made up of cubes, nice face there. You can see the V design through the chest. You could leave this down as well, as that design keeps going. I kind of like that. And I also kind of like folding out the wings here to give them kind of a shoulder pad look. It breaks up the blockiness a little bit if you do that or that. And honestly, that kind of looks better. But for consistency's sake, we will put it back to the show accurate combination. You can see the shark part down here. There is a grinning shark there, and you can see lion heads here, so you know what animals have combined into this. Now, I did say there was an issue, and that is, it's not with the lion. The lion's not at fault here. But the shark has the kneecaps for the lion, which is just kind of weird. And the eagle has the top of the shark part. Now, this would be fine, except that these all combine into other things, so you have blue and yellow on blue and red parts. It's kind of a problem when you combine it with other things in fun combos, which you can do. You can combine these in any way you want. Pretty much all the cubes have the same clips, and we'll mess around with that in a later video. But overall, Zyuoh King is really cool. Of course, articulation is restricted to the lateral shoulders. That is standard. Now, people have complained he is small. I will give that. He is small. That is undeniable. I will bring in what I believe is the final combination for Power Rangers Dino Supercharged. This is the American release of Gigant Kyoryugen, which you can see, and I'll tilt my camera, is quite big. And this is the American one that's scaled down. I don't have anything from the Ninja to compare, but you can see that he is really tiny. Considering this is about twice the price of, about the same price, approximately. This is a little bit more. It's just kind of your compare and contrast with Japanese versus American prices. But to bring in a more fair comparison, here is the American release of Zyuoh King, and you can see that they are about the same size. What amazes me, though, is that Zyuoh King's components are actually smaller than Zyuoh King's, and there's more of them, and it makes about the same size robot. So it's kind of interesting the way that worked out. So overall, the individual components are larger, but the overall robot is smaller. And for another comparison as well, here's the American release of Deca Ranger Robo. So you can kind of see it is on the smaller side, but it's only a little shorter than Zyuoh King, and it's actually just barely a little taller than Deca Ranger Robo. Now, this guy had electronics and had a base to go in, so that was for its size. This guy was just sized this way because of the die cast and production cost. Zyuoh King is small because everything after this gets really big. The more cubes you add, because all the cubes are the same size, it gets really intense, especially when you get to Wild Tosai King. So, I'm really glad they did make it smaller. One, shelf space. I have less space to take up, just like these two guys here. And also, the combinations, when it gets to that really large one, it won't be too massive, which is a problem I'm having with that Dino Charge combination, is I have nowhere to put it, because it's gigantic. So, I do not mind the size. The pricing-wise, it is it is a lot cheaper than last year's Sentai Mecha, so it does have that going for it. But overall, it is smaller, and that's something you're going to realize before you get into it. And that being said, I do like it still quite a bit. But we can make Zyuoh King a little bit more interesting, give him another weapon aside from the tiny king sword there, and that would be Cube Kirin. Cube Kirin here is part of the Dobutsu Bosou series. Now, this is a auxiliary series to the main line of Zyuoh cubes, and these are weapons for the main mecha. They also cost about 1,000 yen. I picked up this guy for like 700 yen, so they're really inexpensive. They do sell out kind of quickly because of that. I had trouble finding Cube Kuma, but Cube Kirin is pretty readily available at most stores. He is marked with an exclamation point instead of a number, so that's kind of neat. And transformation is pretty simple. Now, Kirin is the Japanese word for giraffe, so naturally he turns into a big old giraffe. Not a big giraffe, per se, not like Zyuoh Ranger level, but still pretty neat. It's got 4 legs, kind of. It has the spots there. It has a giant cannon for a mouth, but that's pretty much it. It doesn't do much, but it's also less than $10. So it's not really expected to do a whole lot. But it is kind of nice to see a lower priced mecha in the mecha line, because these come out regularly and it's cheaper to get them, and it's easy to put them into an order with something else or ship it by itself and it still not be too expensive. Now, as one would imagine, since I am reviewing Cube Kirin with Zyuoh King, you can turn this into a weapon for any Zyuohger mecha. It's specifically designed to work with Zyuoh King. And all you gotta do is flip up his head here, which reveals a little handle, and you place it on his shoulder, and now you have the Kirin bazooka, which looks pretty good. It does have one major design flaw, however, which is that if you lower it down, it kind of starts flopping a little bit. Especially if you keep it there, it's going to fall over. The handle is slightly adjustable. This is more so for other mecha to use, but you can adjust it slightly. But it is meant to be on his shoulder. It only clips in into his hand, nowhere else. But it's pretty cool and does give Zyuoh King some extra firepower. Now, if you're hoping that all Cube Kirin did was give Zyuoh King extra firepower and wasn't part of main combinations, your dreams will be broken in a future video. So until next time, this is Soundout saying goodbye.